Okay, I'm back. This is a number 2 video on the vector, how to develop vectors and how to use Illustrator software. Okay, so again, I'm using these as a basic, as a foundation. And what I did was I took apart in my mind all these little details, and I made a sketch. And in my sketch, I'm showing how to make this part here. I'm trying to figure out, say how to make something as simple as, let's say, these pieces here, okay? So I'm gonna show you how I do that. So I basically came up with, how to make these into little parts that we can add together. Even the square here, even some really unique patterns possibly. I'll show you how to do these patterns. So my thought is, on one page, if you go the direction of vectors, on one page you could develop a series of small bits and pieces of design work that you could take off this page and then create a larger cross type of design work. Okay, so I'm just going to hold this in my hand, hope it doesn't vibrate too much, but this is what we're going to do. So here, this is Illustrator software. That's the name. You can see my cursor come in play here. There's the Illustrator, and these are the tools. Now, when you take your cursor on top of these tools, it actually shows you how the tool gets used. Here's a pen tool. This is one of the tools we're going to use. But see this line work? That's the kind of vector relationship we need to develop. At some point in time when you're designing graphics, every graphic in the world is done with vectors. It makes it very crisp. It also gives you very tight tools for lettering. This is what everyone uses for doing letters. That's why letters are so crisp, on posters and things like that. And of course, we have other tools here, and gradation tools, and sizing tools. And anyway, this is just a whole plethora of stuff. I will talk to Mula about the possibility of how you guys could get Illustrator. Right now, what I do, I pay for Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop. It's like, I don't know, it's like $50 a month or something. So that's something we could talk about if you don't have it, okay? So I'm gonna start with my pen tool, and I go over here to my page, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click here, and if I just go straight and click here, I get a line. And if I hit the enter key, return key, and that finishes the design work. Now, I was playing with this. This is the colors. So I'm gonna make it black. There, so it's black. If you get close to this, you see it has sharp edges to it. Well, I can change that. If I go into Windows and go to my strokes down here, over here is I can then hit the round, and that turns these to a round corner, just like they are in the graphics. See, so I can turn it off, go to square, or I can go to round. See that? And then I can shorten this. There are two types of select tools. There's a select tool that selects the whole thing, which works very well to do this. And then there's this tool which selects some details. So once I select this tool, I can then hit, let's say maybe 2 mils, let's say 3 millimeters. See up here, I'm picking a 3 millimeters thickness. So I've hit this. Now what's interesting about this, once I pick it, I can then copy it. I use a quick key, so Command C, Command V, and that gives me 2. I can then take this one, see it's highlighted with the red light. This is not highlighted, but this is lighted. This gives me that. So I can go to Object up here, go to Arrange or Transform. I can do Rotate, and then simply hit 90 degrees here, and that'll give me that 90 degrees. I then can take this part here, overlap it, and then what you'll see, these little lines will come up that'll help you locate it in the center. See that? So that's the center of the other one. So it's sort of considered a smart guide. So we've got one of these little what do you call it? Sort of a cross, similar to what we have here on this one. Okay. Then I can take this whole thing, and I can then collect, or basically put 2 together. Go to Object and Group. So at this point, this is now a group. I could take this group, and I could copy, paste, I can make another one. So what happens, you can actually get pretty good at making a series of these things like this. Paste, and we have this up here. We'll put this up here. Now, for the center part here, this little piece here, that was sort of that square in the middle, I can go to a square, pick a square like this, and I've put my phone down for a second because I've got to hit the shift key with my left hand. And by hitting the shift key with my left hand, I can then make it a square, okay? But it's got hard edges. So what I do, I can go into effects up here, and where it says convert to shape, I can go to rounded rectangle, and I can pick, let's say that. I can then collect this, and I can bring this in this way. So I can bring this in. Now, it's going to be doing this if I don't hit shift. So excuse me, putting the phone down. Shift, and that gives me a perfect, square. See that? So then I can, because these are 3 millimeters thick, I can then go back up here to my strokes, hit 3 millimeters, and now I've pretty much simulated, I think, pretty close, the outside design of that one direction. Now, because it's a raster, see that? So now, that's sort of similar to this, see? Okay, because it's a vector, vectors, I then can actually add color to it. So I can collect it over here on my color key, this line, where is it? This line tool here, that's actually a line, that's the outside line. This is the filler, the inside. So on this line here, I just simply double click, and then I can hit, I can hit a color. Oop, didn't happen, let's see here. Okay, hit a color. Yeah, and I can change the color. I click outside the object, and now I've got a very crisp, excuse me, a very crisp design. Okay, again, I'm just looking at just the pieces of it. So we would take this apart. We put a piece here, these little pieces here on the side, which seems to be a very common design element, I've noticed. I believe the way that I could do those, if I take this center piece, and again, I'm just going to show you just a couple quick things here. If I take this, I'll take these over here to the side, get rid of these. I'll go back to black. Generally speaking, everything you do, it's best to do in black, because that's just the graphic help. Now, if I take this, again, copy, paste, I can put this over here. Let me get out of this just a little bit. There we go. Sorry for the awkwardness here, but I think you guys kind of get what I'm up to. So I could take this, again, paste it, take another one. I can stick it here. Take this one, put it in here. Take this one and paste again. So I can take these very simple shapes and just keep multiplying them. And stacking them like this. There we go. Yeah, see, again, that becomes kind of what, I'm not sure where it is there, but yeah, you get the idea. So we can do this. I can also take another tool. So I was going to show you just one more tool. Then I can also take this line here. Now this is a pen tool. I can click here, click and then pull, and this is a vector. These are anchors, and that gives me a line here. And I notice there's this little pink line here. This is on smart guides, so basically it'll tell me what other things align. So I can hit this. I can then go back over on this side, pull this out like this, and then connect. And now I've got a complete loop like this, which is kind of neat, okay? When I hit the top select tool, I select the whole thing. I could even make it a little bit longer, or shorter this way. What's interesting about this process is I can take this one and I can make, I can spin it. This is what I did to make your flowers. And I thought I sent you guys an email on this, but this is just to make sure we've got it all right. Make sure it's all right. Okay. And so what you take this, and I pick object. Well, first I copy, paste. Gives me a second one. I then can take the object, transform. I can transform and rotate 90 degrees. I've already got this one set up. I was playing with this earlier so I could give you a good lesson. And then I can take this one, I can put it right here. I can leave a little bit of space. Play it out here a little bit. Okay, I can take that. Again, I've already got paste set up. There's a paste. I can do object. Again, that could be, well here, I'll tell you what. I can even do this differently. To keep things accurate, what you can do, the more copies you make of your existing designs, the better off. So if I select that and select this one, copy, paste, and then do my transform to rotate. And I'll rotate 90. I then can take this, say okay, as long as it stays lit. And also, if you look at the little box, if it has these little squares around it, like this, that means I can grab the whole thing and move it around. And I can also grab the corner with that little tool there and just do this. Let's see, 90. So then I can take this. Again, that's the flower that I made for us last time. So you can take simple objects and actually start rotating them into designs. This also gives you the ability to just create your own design with color. Now, because the color key, there's two colors. I've got an inside color here, and I've got an outside color, or a line color. So the line color here, I'm gonna pick, we'll pick all four of those. And let's say we want that to be red. I can then pick my color key here, go red. Now those are red, okay? The inside color, let's say I want to pick that sort of the Ethiopian sort of orange, yellow. I can pick this, see? Again, look familiar? Yeah, because that's what I did with your flowers, okay? It was very crisp, and we've been printing off that for some time. That's very good. So this is the basics for how we can take any complex shape and break it into small little pieces, lines. We can break it into these pieces here, like I've got there, or we can go to a larger, more form concept here, okay? I was playing with this earlier, and I just turned this one on. And these are some of the shapes I was playing with earlier in terms of, because I know the lattice work, like this, that's something that's also important we can kind of pull off and we deal with color, okay? So what I want to do, not to overwhelm you with learning a new piece of technology, but I think what we're going to do is, it might be this, is if you can pick just one design, now whether it's these, let's see. Or these other ones. I love the passion and the energy on all these, but I need you to pick one design element, like even this one. If you pick this one, I can show you how to take a black image and select tool color and basically impact that with color. But might take a little more while for me to explain. So any one of these, quite frankly, is possible. I'm not quite an illustrator with the face of Jesus. That might be a little hard. But some of these, I could do it. It would just take me some time. I can't do them all, obviously, or even this one. Just that alone would be pretty amazing, pretty simple. So, as far as the idea of you guys printing there in Addis Ababa, I think this is wonderful. Start dealing with your contacts. Start dealing with people that can help you do this. And I think this is we'll just keep going. Just keep going. So what I need you to do is simply pick one design that's your favorite, and then let me work it over, and then I can send you that file that's going to be vector and much more crisp. And even if you call out you can call out colors. Like if you wanted the center to be red and this to be orange, you can give me a little sketch of your color choice. But you've got to give me at least one design that I can focus on if I can help you with that vector, that high quality vector line work. Okay. Hopefully this makes sense. I'll be writing to you this evening, and we'll be in touch. Okay. Again, excited for the possibilities. Okay. Take care now. Bye.